Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sportycast Football. This is episode 86 of the 343 podcast, and it's a different one, a bit of a different one this week. We are live on YouTube, and yeah, we're going to be doing a bit of a live podcast for you guys, as opposed to our usual. I wouldn't say edited podcasts because I guess we're always unhinged, but one of the pre-recorded podcasts that we usually do. And of course, my name is Riaz Parker, and today I'm joined by my co-hosts Jason and AF. Jason, how's it going this evening?
Yeah, it's going good, man. It's going good. Good to be back. Good to be back in this format as well. So looking forward to it.
Good, man. I mean, it's good to have you back, of course. That is growing like a wild there. I wish I could have one of those on my head, to be honest with you. But AF, how are you doing this evening, bud?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Can't really complain about anything. I would also wish to have Jason's here. That's why I'm wearing a cap, you know,
Not worth it,
Yeah.
guys.
cover
I'm gonna
what's
tell you
left
now,
of
it's
mine.
not worth it.
But yeah, I'm doing great, man. How are you doing, guys?
Yeah, good. It's good to be back after, I guess, 1 week break. But it feels like every time we have a 1 week break, it feels like it's been ages that we haven't been together, especially the three of us, I feel like. So it's great to be back. And yeah, talking some football as usual. It's going to be quite wild, I'm pretty sure. But guys, if you want to comment on anything we're talking about, if you have any questions for us, comment down below and we'll get to them, of course, as the episode goes on. But we're going to be talking all about what happened this weekend. We're going to just do a review of what happened in the Premier League this weekend. Of course, we're going to get into the big game, the title race, City versus Arsenal, and maybe if we have time, some other games as well that took place this weekend. Then we're going to hit the preview for this weekend coming up, and it's a United and Spurs game this weekend on Sunday afternoon. So we're just going to preview that a little bit, get some predictions going. As usual, we will be wrong, but we will try nonetheless. And then we are also going to be doing a start, bench, sell game kind of a thing, which you guys can also interact with. Tell us who you would start, bench, and sell, things like that. So yeah, kind of interactive things to get the chat going as well. So yeah, we're super excited to start this episode. And we'll start with that meaty affair that took place on the weekend. Very interesting. Lots of talking points. So I'm going to try and, instead of going for an overview of this kind of game that took place, because like I said, there are a lot of talking points, let's try and keep it like specific to incidents that kind of happened, and then at the end maybe talk about the general status of what happened in the game. Jason, obviously I'm going to start with you since it's your team took part in this game. I want you to talk to me about the first 45 minutes, just before the red card. The first 45 minutes before the card took place. How was the game flowing for you? Like, were you kind of optimistic at the end of that, or how did it go?
Well, to start, it was a bit cagey, right? It started immediately with Havertz running into Rodri, or Rodri stepping into Havertz's path. I don't know how you're going to see it. That's the way that I saw it. I've always had an issue with that, not specifically with this game, but just generally, I don't like it. I think, why are you trying to impede somebody's run? But that's neither here nor there. I think City started well. They came at us very quickly, and it showed with a very early goal. But then, as we started to grow into it, it was obviously going to be hard to keep ball when we don't have, Martin Odegaard, who's sort of that fulcrum that links the defense with the midfield with the attack very, very aptly. So I think that the start was very nervy. Once we started settling in, we started keeping a bit of possession, recycling ball right to left. We started to influence the game a bit more, and then that showed when we then equalized, and then obviously got that second goal. It was marked by a very, very sus goal, but as is all Arsenal nowadays, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it was shaping up to be a very exciting second half, but also Michael Oliver had something different in mind.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit hectic. I mean, like you said, it's a perfect word to use, KG, for the first couple of 45 minutes. Really good goal from haaland, AF. Issues there, that first goal. How do what do we put it down to exactly?
So this is something that, like, I spoke to Jason about, like after it happened, and I really think that the David Raya was waiting for Haaland to go far post.
Yeah.
His positioning, everything. He was set up to go far post, and if Haaland had to go far post, he's saving that all day. He didn't expect Haaland to go near post because that was it would have been a more difficult option for Haaland. And but I think that goes down to like how good of a striker Haaland is.
Yeah.
He notices these small little gaps, and I mean that's the margins that you have to deal with these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, like other than that, I think like just going back again in the first half, I think Arsenal deserve everything in terms of how well they played, in terms of how they held City, and I mean the loss of Rodri. That's a huge thing that City's now
Yeah.
going to have to deal with for the rest of the season, because I don't think he plays football again for the remainder of the season. But yeah, like that was something, and you can see City they weren't really dealing with that because first they lost KDB and now they're losing Rodri, and you can see that had a small little mental effect on them, um, for the remainder of that game. And Arsenal, they took it with both hands and they were pushing City as much as possible. And it's just unfortunate that the Trossard incident happened. But like Jason said, Michael Oliver, there's a history of it. You can go search it on YouTube. You can go search it on Reddit. He has ties with UAE, with Abu Dhabi, and I mean, like you can't have somebody so close to these things officiating a game as big as that.
Yeah.
And the Premier League won't change anything because they haven't fined him before. They won't find him in the future. So what are they actually going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean, Yasin's in the comments and he's actually putting some good things across. And he first said exactly that. Let's be honest, Oliver should not be reffing any City games, and you kind of said that now exactly why that is the case, and I fully agree with that. He also said Jason, I'll come to you for this one. He said the defending on Ireland was a joke, though. So basically, I think he means that kind of. The centre backs were a bit too far apart in that regard, and he had too much space to kind of run through. Did you see that as being the case?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good spot from Yasin, our resident coach, in the comments. I think it was that move they really set us up, and then Savinho taking that touch in, and also just a little comment on Savinho: is he not Mahrez light?
Yeah,
everywhere he moves,
number 26, everything.
It's like literally the same number, the same sort of flair and stuff like that. But yeah, as soon as he makes that touch, I think Gabriel gets caught out.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey is following the ball. Saliba's trying to cover a space that maybe Thomas Partey should be covering. And that's the sort of margins that you can't give City.
Yeah.
If you're playing against a top team, you will get punished. And on its day, maybe if it falls to a different striker, maybe they don't finish it. Maybe they shoot straight at Raya. Maybe it goes wide. Maybe they time their run incorrectly and they're offside. But against City, it's those fine margins. It's 1 foot out and you suddenly have this gaping gap. So yeah, I can 100% agree. I saw it correctly. I do want to just touch on the incidents keep happening though. Why do Arsenal players give the ref decisions though? Right. So it is something that you could possibly say, but I think we've said it across the board from last season. There's a lack of consistency. So whilst it seems like it's just Arsenal not or giving the ref a choice, basically, there have been so many other incidents that have been overlooked because on the day, the ref has some sort of common sense to see that there's a bigger situation at play. So if you look at Michael Oliver, case in point, the 2 yellow cards that he should have given Kovacic last season, he then came out after the game and he said that he didn't want to ruin the game. So how does, after Arsenal take the lead 2-1, sending off a player not ruin the game? Like that plays right in. And I think Howard Webb's not going to say anything about it because in their mind, it's probably Anthony Taylor and then Michael Oliver who are their best products. They're the best refs, which both of them have a suspicious decision in them. like almost every game. And
Yeah.
it's just the standard of officiating has been poor for years.
That's true.
And we'll get these sort of decisions that are going to decide big games. And often we'll find that it swings in the favor of Man City, unfortunately.
Yeah. On that though, AF, I want to talk about quickly the first kind of, I guess, dubious decision that was, or issue that was kind of brought in the game, and that was the Arsenal goal, the Calafiori goal. And obviously City were a bit annoyed by that because the ref asked Kyle Walker and Saka, the two captains, to come and talk to him. And then they thought that Walker kind of didn't have enough time to get back into position when the ball was played from the free kick to Martinelli wide, and which obviously resulted in the Calafiori goal. Calafiori goal, by the way, the strike was absolutely amazing.
Top wins, bro.
I mean, it wasn't just a curler, he hit it and it went in the corner. It was unbelievable. But yeah, what do we think about did he have enough time? Was it fair enough? Like, what do we think about that?
So, I don't know, man. Like, at one point, he was still arguing with Michael Oliver. And, I mean, if the referee's telling you one thing, like, just go back to your mark, man. And then he jogged back. And then he complained that he wasn't back in time. But then literally 5 minutes later, he was sprinting back, beating, I think it was Martinelli, easily. So, like, why couldn't he sprint back when it mattered? When it mattered for that free kick. So it's small things like that. I'm not going to take Kyle Walker's side with this one. He is a seasoned campaigner. He should know to get back to his position as soon as possible. But I can feel why he would be hard done by. But I'm not with it. Like, just go back to your mark. Referee is telling you to go, get away. Go back to your position. If the referee blows the whistle to resume play, you need to be back on your mark again.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
I was looking at it and I was trying to figure out why I was upset, right? But in less than 3 seconds, he then caught up to Martinelli. So even if he was in his position, which was probably where the starting position was going to be, you would never go all the way towards Martinelli because then there's a massive channel, which then one of the midfielders run through. So I think you can't like, if you as the right back, you go speak to the referee, somebody can just fill in for you. It's not that hard. Like, if you then want somebody, if you not know that as soon as the ref is finished talking, he's not going to wait for you, where is he going to wait for you to get into the most perfect conditions where you can sit up and you can... It's never going to be that. Saka jogged back to his position. He was in his position there. How is Walker suddenly now needing to get special treatment? And again, since talking about dark arts, right? People's talking about, but City have gotten away with a lot more and a lot worse over the years, and people just allow it. Like what they mastered with Fernandinho, even Rodri, even Fernando, was those little tactical fouls that before they actually started booking them, they had a very good idea of when to foul a player, to slow down a player. They had a good idea of when to take the ball to the corner. They had a good idea of when the keeper needs to go down. So they're accusing everything of Arsenal that everybody in the league does as well. But it's just because of the magnitude of the game, and when it's Arsenal, it always gets magnified. It's actually, this whole game has been blown completely out of proportion. And it took away from the fact that for 45 minutes, we sat with 9 men and we defended, and City couldn't break us down up until the last 30 seconds. Yeah. So focus on that. Let's not focus on a poor referee decision that then influenced out. What like City fans wanting us to play when we're down to 10 men and we're leading to 1, like, they would never do that.
What do you mean? All you need to do is chill on the halfway line. Just chill on the halfway line. That's all you need to do.
And what happened then? You got spanked 4-1. Last time Mane was sent off, Liverpool acting like they always go and they go play there. Liverpool hadn't won there for ages. And when Mane was sent off, they decided to go play and they lost 5-0. I mean, Arsenal's done that. We've been through the story many times before. And it's like, whether you have 11 or whether you have 10, City's going to do something. So you have to set up, like, what's this of going to a ground to be open so the team can slap you? That's That's silly, man.
Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying you go. Nobody's saying that you must go to a ground and be open so that City can slap you. But nobody's also saying you might need to camp your box and hope for the best. I mean, that's kind of negative. But I understand why you did it. So don't get me wrong. Like I fully understand that's the way that you had to play. But I slightly disagree with you, even though I'm not completely.
No, I mean,
I
look,
understand why you wanted to play that way.
Yeah, fair. But at the end of the day, I need to win a title, right? So I'm not going to go and play pretty football because at the end of the day, people's not going to remember the pretty football that I played. We've done that. We were not resolute. We've lost the league on numerous occasions. When Real Madrid came there in the Champions League, they sat down. Ancelotti literally said he looked at Arteta's game plan of how he sat against. And what did Real Madrid do? They went on to go win the Champions League. So it's not how you win a game. It's just getting a positive result that favors. So this whole thing of you have to go to the team and you must beat them, yeah, fair. But also, it's not the end of the world if you draw. I think in the last 8 or 9 run-ins, the league winners went to the second place and they only won like twice. They've drawn and they've lost. So it's not the most be-all, end-all situation of you have to beat them at their home ground. Like it's a silly narrative that's been formulated. Just it's very frustrating because I thought we did very well in that second half to hold them out.
You did.
And everybody's making a lot about everything else. So yeah.
You did do very well. I'll agree with you there. But last season you went to City, played for the draw, and you lost by how many points in the end?
We lost by, what is it, like 2 or 3?
2 or 3, 2 points, I think it was. 2 or 3 points.
But it's not that game, Riaz. It's when you lose against West Ham.
I understand, but that's a 6-point swing at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
That's a man, look here. That's
so then you can lose to West Ham if you need to.
Look here, if you're saying that you need to beat the best team in the league and you can't, right?
Yeah.
You must beat everybody else then. Then you factor in that So everybody said it was that right. We've lost 1 game in 2024. It's not that. Yeah. It was the Villa at home. Yeah, it was the Fulham home and away. It's not like going against your nearest rival and taking a point is not the worst thing ever.
Yeah, true. I agree.
Yeah, sorry. It sounds like I'm very passionate, but I really am because people are doubling down on Arsenal when they haven't even gone to go get the result. The only fans that can chat is maybe you lot and Brentford, bro. Brentford go there and they get results. Yeah.
Woohoo! I'll take it. After that very impassioned speech from Jason, I appreciate that a lot. But I want to now get to the crux of the matter. We've gone 20 minutes and I still haven't spoken about it yet. But let's get to the crux of the matter. The Trossard sending off. How do we feel about it? Is it justified? Did he deserve to be sent off? And how do we feel about it? Yeah.
So Ziad mentioned the other day that they said it was for kicking the ball away, right? It wasn't for the late tackle or whatever it was. So
the shoulder barge.
Yeah, but I mean, he kicked the ball away. What, like Oliver blew the whistle, and it was like half a second after he blew the whistle, he kicked the ball away. I don't know, man. Like those margins are so fine.
Yeah.
Like, how can you penalize? Like, if it was for the late foul or something, then like, sure. Like, I mean, you went into the brow's back and like he was on a yellow card. I can understand that. But kicking the ball away like a half a second or a second after the referee blows his whistle, and I mean, the stadium could have been so loud. Also, did you even hear the whistle? So I don't agree with the fact that it was given for kicking the ball away. I don't agree with that at all.
Okay, I'm gonna be on the other side of the fence, and I'm gonna tell you that it is well deserved because there's been a lot of kind of kicking the ball away instances, and that's what they want to clamp down. And the last time it was Declan Rice, and he kicked the ball away, and they gave it. That one I didn't agree with, by the way. The Declan Rice one was ridiculous because personally I feel like the ball was still rolling, and you can't take a free kick anyway. So what's the point? But that one, he should have known better at the end of the day. If for kicking the ball, he heard. I don't care if you heard 2 seconds ago. You can stop reacting. You can stop kicking the ball away. Like
I don't agree with that.
ridiculous.
Like, I mean,
What do you
if
mean?
you in the motion for kicking the ball away and the referee blows his whistle, you're
Yeah.
not gonna stop yourself midway from kicking the ball. Like,
Why not?
no
You're gonna
chance.
get sent off. You want a yellow card.
But like your momentum's already going one way. Like your adrenaline is so high. Like you're not stopping yourself like midway.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not on board
Then,
with that.
okay, so now once because we're having the chat here and Ziad is telling me that we must last this and talk about the Alessandro one. Since you are on the player side for the first one, should Lisandro Martinez for the 2-footed challenge have been sent off?
So that was silly. That was absolutely silly. Like, I mean, if you're going in like that, like, what are you thinking? Like, you lost your head over there. Like, what was it? Like, I'm genuinely trying to like understand like what he was thinking in that moment, because yes, he was far away from the player. He didn't touch the player at all. He like clipped the ball a bit. But on another day, he gets both feet of that player. He injures that player drastically. Like, what are you thinking? What is making you go in for a jumping challenge like that? I don't understand.
He was just jumping for joy. Nah, but I think the rule says, right, I mean, this is from a limited time of refereeing high school football at intervals. You must look at the intent of the player. So if he's jumping like that, right, and say for instance he does catch somebody and you end up with a leg break, and again, not to make this about Arsenal, but I lived through this where people told him they need to get stronger, right? Not looking at the fact that the bra goes over the ball, onto the ankle, onto the knee, onto the shin, breaks a leg. So you look at the intent, and I'm not even sure what the intent was, to be honest, because I think there's something wrong there, man. But it's 2 foot, right? And I'm going to say that I've seen people get sent off for less. And I'm referencing a Trossard second yellow. So, yeah.
But obviously, so we would have given a red there, all three of us. We would have given the red, even though he didn't touch the player, there was no contact. But because you could see there is very valid intent to break a leg, we would give the red there for that. Are we saying
I'm giving a red for that.
Yeah, so it's fine if you are going to give a red, right? And if you are saying that Leandro Trossard kicked the ball away, fine. Mm-hmm. But then you have to be consistent to clamp it down on everybody that then does the same. Because
nope, not the same.
Jeremy Doku possibly
he kicked the ball away as well.
He did not. So can I explain quickly before we get onto this? Because he did not kick the ball away. What happened to Jeremy Doku was the free kick was given, right? The ball rolled forward, right? Arsenal couldn't take the free kick from there because it was ahead of where the free kick place was. Jeremy Doku kicked the ball then backwards to where the free kick was supposed to be taken from. And then people were calling for it. That's what happened. He didn't kick the ball away. He kicked it back towards where the free kick was supposed to be taken. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. That's fair, right? So if he's going to be
on the consistency,
yeah. So if he's going to be consistent with that, then fine. Then is there going to be varying degrees of where he kicks the ball away? Because one of the arguments made about Leandro Trossard was he didn't stop them from taking a quick free kick because they were not going to take it quickly. They were going to send players up, firstly. Then secondly, he kicked it into space where Martinelli was then running. So are you going to have a case where players are going to then say, I wasn't kicking it away. I was in the motion of playing a pass to somebody. So looking at that instance, it's been brought up quite a bit now. So I think it was Dominic Szoboszlai against Nottingham Forest. On a yellow card, ball gets played down the line, basically ref blows, and he puts the cross in. Essentially kicking the ball away, right?
Yeah.
In his mind, he's then putting a cross, playing the thing. So on a consistency basis, how do we then rule on that?
Yeah.
Because then if it is, right, if there's one case that somebody kicks the ball, like I think Ziad said that if he's defending a 1-0 lead, he'll flick the ball up and he'll hoof it into row Z. So that's delaying the restart.
Yeah.
If I'm running, the ref blows for offside, and as I put the cross in, ref blows. Are you then going to penalize me the same as he had? So
You
it's
see,
like
the issue,
striking that
the
striking
issue with
that
that also,
balance.
Jason, is
Yeah.
that you put the ball in, right? The brass flags, you put the ball in, they give you a card. They VAR it, they see you aren't offside, and the goal stands. So where do we like? How do we? You're completely right. How do we like kind of quantify the kind of things where that this happens? You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. So, but that's why I was happy that he actually gave it, because they need to regulate or try and have what we've all been saying for so long is the consistency.
Yeah.
If you kick the ball away, if they have to make it, if you kick the ball away, no matter if you're giving the cross, if you're doing this, if you're doing that, you get the yellow. If not, you can't give the yellow card for kicking the ball away.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense,
Stop,
because then
stop regulating in the Arsenal game. That's my whole thing. So that's my hill that I want to die on. Okay, Kieran October saying Sebastian got lucky, and correct. Stop regulating in my game. I want to see somebody else get sent off for the same thing. The same way I've never seen somebody get sent off for the way Martinelli got sent off against Wolves a few seasons back. Michael Oliver calls him. So Martinelli plays, fouls the bra, gives an advantage, knocks somebody down further along the line. He says yellow card for the one, yellow card for the second, red card. I've never seen anybody else being sent off for that before.
that sounds ridiculous.
Like, bro, if I must show you my journal now, it's just yes, bro.
Please, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yo,
That's going to be a new segment on Sportycast, Jason's
Yeah,
Journal.
Jason's journal.
Honestly,
One
once
page
a
at
week.
a time.
Once a
Yeah.
week on a Monday.
Dear diary, what the hell?
Thanks, guys. We've gone 30 minutes from this. I just want to do. I know we're supposed to move on, and I'm not good at kind of regulating the time that we spend on certain subjects. But I just want to give props to Arsenal quickly, because the second goal was genius. Like, obviously we know that Arsenal's kind of set plays are the thing of beauty. We know that they work really hard on it and things like that. But the first one, of course, that happened when Gabriel headed the ball over. You could see, I saw it happening at the end already, where everybody lined up back post. Gabriel was on his own in the middle, and
no, he was playing tag with Kyle Walker first. Can you see that?
No, it was Doku. It was Doku first. First Doku on the first corner. On the first corner, when he headed it over, and then all three on the back post didn't barge into Edison. They all walked into his line of I guess scrimmage. I don't know, his line, into his line, so that he couldn't go anywhere. They stood. They didn't elbow him. They didn't put their hands on him. They just stood there. They blocked him from coming for the ball, and Gabriel headed it over. The next corner, the exact same thing happened. The three players went there. They didn't do anything. It was beautiful. And Gabriel came around the back again, and he scored. I mean, how amazing was that?
Do you know what's the funniest part about all of this? That Riaz, who is a Spurs supporter, speaks so passionately about Arsenal. Like,
honestly,
it's amazing, man. You could
you
never
know,
hear me speak like this about Liverpool.
Can we preview Spurs United now, and then you'll have nothing to say?
Okay, let's do that. Let's get on to it then. Let's preview Spurs United, and because everybody wants us to get into Spurs United, so let's do it. AF, I'm coming to you. It's a massive game this weekend. I wouldn't say it's that big, to be honest. It's two mid-table teams, but you know, what are we looking for from it? What are the key areas that we're going to kind of focus on? And what do you think is going to happen in the game?
I'm just looking for United to actually find the back of the net this week. That's what I'm hoping for. Like, just score a goal. Like, they created so many chances and so many opportunities last weekend, and they couldn't put anything away. So just convert your chances this week, and obviously keep the goals out on the other end. That's just what, like, from a high level, that's what I want.
I mean, that is fair. I can relate to that as well. Even though we did score 3, I mean, it's well known on this channel that I kind of don't like the or not don't like, but Spurs are bad in either box. Jason, where do we think the game is going to be won or lost on Sunday?
Well, it depends if Lisandro is jumping for joy again this weekend.
If he does, Romero is going to come for him.
And if you think back, right, I think Romero injured him one season, maybe it was last season or so. Like he collected it, and I'm like, you guys just won the World Cup together, and Romero just had a blood loss there.
Yeah, I still remember. I think like Romero like did like some like mad post on Instagram. Also like Lisandro Martinez, like you posted something and then Romero like commented like with like laughing emojis and stuff like that. And Lisandro's was like, yeah, he's like injured and he's gonna come back stronger.
Yeah.
But then this guy goes into the comments and he's like laughing.
Yeah, look, they say that to be a defender, you have to be a little bit crazy. Maybe that's goalkeepers, but either way, same thing. I think being Argentinian means you're a tad bit crazy. But I think the battle gets won in the respective front lines. United do everything well besides score goals. Spurs now have scored goals, but also I think very similar stories, create a lot of chances. I think Maddison's on like a, I don't believe in XG, but he's on like an XG of 4 point something, which is like crazy. But I think Bruno's the same. So yeah, it's just which team can score and which team can score the most, I suppose. And that sounds very cliche, but there's definitely going to be goals. I think in this last few games, Spurs won 2-0, then the one before that was 2-2, then it's a 2-0, then it's a 3-2. So there's definitely goals in the game, and I'm not sure if it's because it's good offense or just poor defense. So yeah, let's see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and I mean,
what do you think, Riaz? Like, what are your thoughts about this game coming up?
This is the worst game for me of the season, personally. I don't enjoy it at all. Because I hate losing to United. I'll openly, like, United is a team I hate losing to the most. I can't take it. I'll be honest. Ziad says 5-3 to Spurs, and you know, that sounds ridiculous, but it's possible.
That's the XG. That's the XG.
Yes.
This is a lowly 0-0. No team can score.
Like I think Jason is right. Like it depends on the attackers, because I think that I guess Solanke's got in his goal, so it will be interesting to see like if he can go on from here. And Odebear's out, Richarlison's out. We don't really have much as on the bench to come and support the attackers that we have out there. And seems to be playing. Oh, cease, man! Don't give me that.
Never fear when Timo is near.
Jeez, man, he must go to the reserves. Anyways, and the United have, I mean, Haaland, they have Garnacho on the bench. They have Rashford, I guess, if you're going to take the last one, the last game and the advisement. So I think that they have more firepower, to be honest. And yeah, I think it's going to be difficult for us. I'll be honest. I think it's going to be difficult for us, especially since United have kept a good clean sheet. It was a good clean sheet, even though they drew the game. I think the clean sheet was massive. The league coming into form. I think Mazraoui's been doing really, really well. And
I think he's been our best signing.
Yeah.
Like, I think since Ten Hag took over, I think he's been our best signing. Like, yes, it's like 7 or 8 games that he's played, but he looks so like composed on the ball. Even if he messes up, like his recovery is like so good.
That's true. I really, really like him. I think he's been doing really, really good stuff. And like Yasin says, the Ligt as well. But only like the Ligt has been slowly fed into the team, I think, compared to Mazraoui. Mazraoui was kind of thrown to the wolves, and he's doing really well. But the Ligt in the last game, especially, I think he was very solid at the back. And yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see kind of if I think if Spurs go up, I think we'll be in trouble, because I think that if we get attacked, it's difficult to kind of stop, because our defense is so erratic. So I think that will be a bit difficult. So yeah, it's going to be a good game, though. I think, like Jason said, it's going to be a lot of goals, or it has goals in it. The game has a lot of goals in it. So yeah, it's gonna be a good game to watch regardless. I think from a neutral point of view. But we'll get on to predictions quickly, and let's get on to prediction. Oh, Ziad says quickly, how can we? I'm not confident on stopping United. It's because have you seen our defense? Our defense is not trustworthy.
Hamstrings.
Our defense is seriously not trustworthy.
Yeah. No, let's okay, so if you are saying, sorry Riaz, just to like break your word there. If you are saying that it's gonna be a good game, right, and it's gonna be a very cagey game. Whoa. You just talk about Spurs. You talk about Spurs for a split second, and then the guy is just gone.
He ran away.
Yeah. Let's just jump to you then. Okay, so what is your preferred starting 11 with all of the names that he's mentioned, and Haaland's now possibly. I think if he gets minutes tonight, do you think he features over the weekend?
Yeah. So my preferred starting 11 would be Onana in goal. That's standard. And then Mazraoui, De Ligt, Licha, and Delo at left back. And then, so this pivot is the one that's been changing a lot over the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
But I would honestly go with Ugarte and Kobe and have Bruno in front of them. And then I would go Rashford on the left wing, Haaland up front, and Ahmad on the right wing. Because I feel like Garnacho has been better used as a sub, as an impact player. He scores goals off the bench. Whereas when he starts off, he takes a while to get into the game. He struggles to really have that sort of impact that he does off the bench. So yeah, I'd start Rashford on the left, especially since he looks to have found a bit more confidence over the last 2 games or so. So might as well do that while he's still feeling some of that form.
No, that's fair. But in terms of Rashford, is he going to track Pedro Porro and all of his movement? Or you could possibly still get Garnacho to run back and stuff. And also, we've never seen Rashford's impact from the bench because he always gets minutes. Maybe you must put him on the bench. Maybe he'll have more of an impact. But we've also never given him that chance. But yeah, just do you think Rashford's going to show that work rate that you'll need? Because Pedro Porro, he's moving all the time.
Yeah, he's moving all the time and he's out of position all the time a lot. And I think Riaz has mentioned this a lot, that he struggles to get back in time, and that's one of the positions that opposition normally targets when playing Spurs. But yeah, when it comes to Rashford's work rate, that's another sort of discussion. Is his confidence going to improve the fact that he's going to work harder? I don't know. We'll have to see.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do think that Rashford is the best opportunity to start, simply because exactly what Abe said. I think that the impact of it's a Rassi situation, right? It's a Rassi situation where you need your full complement, even the bench, and Garnacho is a better impact player than Rashford is. So, and I think that obviously that's exactly what we said now, is that the Pedro is going to be out of position, and on the transition, Rashford is going to be there for the balls. As long as Ugarte can find him, or whoever's playing in the middle is going to be able to find him. I think we'll struggle. We'll struggle quite a bit. But yeah, quickly, I don't know if you want my whatchamacallit. Oh goodness, Inzi is there, and he's gonna. Before I give Inzi any daylight, I'm just gonna quickly give you my 11 because I think it's pretty simple. I think Vic, Udogie, Pardo, Mickey, Romero. The midfield is tough, so I'm gonna leave that for a moment. Then I want Brennan. I think Brennan is underrated at the moment for us. Everybody hates him. And then Dom and Sonny. The Spurs supporters don't like him. They've been on his back. It's very bad. It makes no sense. And then midfield, I guess I'd play Bentancur over Bissouma, and then I'd play Madison, obviously, and then I'd play Saw. Madison, and Bentancur in the middle. Simply because of exactly what AF said earlier about Garnacho. I think that Kulusevski is a better impact player than any of those guys are. So I'd rather want him to come on and change the game than start with him and then have to change the game later on. And I think that's
Where's
the
Archie Gray, by the way?
He's there. He comes on. He started in the League Cup a couple of weeks ago. He'll probably start tomorrow night in the Europa League as well. Him and Bergval look like they're going to be the rotating players in the midfield. So that's going to be interesting to see, and Mikey Moore as well. But yeah, that's probably the team I'd start. Getting to predictions quickly. Jason, I'm going to start with you with predictions. What do we think?
I'm going to go with the draw this time. I was 30 seconds away from being right with my last week's prediction.
True.
2-1 Arsenal.
All three of you.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think there's going to be goals, but I don't think anyone's going to take the game by the scruff of their neck and win it.
Fair enough. AF, what say you?
When I was thinking about this for the last couple of days, I was thinking, is it going to be another 0-0 draw like over the weekend? Are we going to just hit a brick wall? But I'm going to carry on with my optimistic thinking. I don't think I'm going to try to go the entire season without predicting United to lose a game.
Okay, Goldbridge.
So I'm gonna keep on with this glass half full approach and go 2-1 United.
2-1 United. Fair enough. I can see why you would do that as well. I think honestly, United are the kind of I don't want to say they're the favorites in this game at the moment, but I do think that they're going to win. I'm going to go 3-2 United as my prediction.
Where's the game? Sorry.
What?
Is it at Old Trafford? Is it at Old Trafford? Or is it...
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
thought it makes much of a difference, though.
I think it makes a difference. I think we are shocking away from home, especially the way we want to play. So I think it's going to be a bit tough for us. I think there's going to be goals in it, like we said, and I think 3-2 is going to be the way it's going to go, unfortunately. And that's probably it's going to be heartbreaking, but it's going to be unfortunately the way it's going to have to go. And then in our last segment today for this live segment, we're going to go through.
Before you get to that last segment, I just want to take a minute or two to speak about. Inzi came into the chat and he said Mariska ball, and I think people need to start giving this guy his flowers, man. Like that Chelsea team is playing.
Inzi.
No, not Inzi. Inzi. Like, if you want to drop flowers by him, you can do that. I'm not saying don't.
I haven't seen that guy in years.
But, maybe you can just pop by his front door, leave a bouquet there or something, and go away. But I'm talking about Enzo Mariska. Everybody had a lot to say about him. Chelsea's playing some really good football. So as much as people would hate to admit it, and I don't like Chelsea. I don't like how they went about all of this transfer business, but they're playing really good football.
I
watched their highlights last night, and it started by saying Enzo Mariska makes 11 changes. And his 11 changes were 100 mil Mudryk starts, Christopher Nkunku starts, who's also like a good 50-60 plus, João Felix, Pedro Neto, who's also close to 67, and it's like, that's actually crazy. But there was no Palmer, there was no Caicedo, there was no prolific Nicholas Jackson, none of that. They started their 7th choice goalkeeper, Jorgensen, signed for 20 mil. It's stupid. But I think there's a pattern coming. It's just there's going to either run into a situation where the system isn't going to allow for all of those players, in that the form dips and then suddenly your Swiss Army knife or your 6th choice right back can't slot in, or just players are going to get disgruntled because they're playing once every 2 weeks and they're playing against weak opposition. Players at that level want to be competing. So are they going to have the same sharpness when they only play a game every 2 weeks or something like that? But for the moment, it looks decent. Let's see them against some real opposition and not Barrow from the Conference League.
I think also that's very important. I think maybe they're trying to build this. They have a US team building situation where they kind of, and with the amount of games that the guys are playing now, which is being publicly kind of bashed, the amount of games that have been played. Maybe they have the right idea. Maybe buying so many players is going to work out for them in the end. I will not give them their flowers yet. AF, I'm with you. They're doing okay. I'm still a bit hurt from the Pochettino situation, but I'll see later in the season, and I'll give them their flowers when it's due.
Chelsea, that's the game. Who has the higher line?
Bashir came in also to say Harry Maguire is going to score the winner, and I agree with you. Harry Maguire is going to score the winner. I'll give it to you from a corner. Spurs are crap at set pieces, and Maguire will win it for United. That's a great shot. We're going to move on to the last segment of this live, and it's going to be a start bench sell segment. So get us in the comments to let us know who you would start bench sell. I'm going to give these two guys obviously 3 options, and they're going to tell me who they would start bench and they would sell after the 3 options. Jason, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to give you an easier one. Okay. I'm going to give you a Chelsea one. Actually, wait, let me give AF the Chelsea one. I'm going to give you a Liverpool one. I'm going to give you start bench sell Jota, Diaz, and Gakpo.
Jota, Diaz, and Gakpo start bench sell. Of this current form, I'd go start Diaz, bench Jota, and I think sell Gakpo.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think Gakpo is a great player, but I don't think he's going to get the time of day. So yeah, that's my options.
And we thought that he was going to, because the guy who came in was supposed to be favoring him, but now Diaz is undeniable. So I guess there's nothing, you can't do anything with that. And Yasin says sell all 3, which is, I guess,
if I was given that option, Yasin, I probably would have.
Hey, I'm gonna come to you. You get a lot of money for them, to be fair, at least 150 mil. If I'm going to come to you with your favorite team, Chelsea's one, since you are a Chelsea supporter now. And I went with Jason because he's a Liverpool supporter. So I went, you know what I mean? Let's see where I'm going with this. I'm going to go with Pedro Neto, Jadon Sancho, or João Felix, start bench shell.
Starting Pedro Neto, benching Jadon Sancho, selling João Felix.
Oh, that's a deep one. That cuts me deep. Was it difficult for you at all, or do you think that was an easy one?
Yeah. I'm not really a João Felix fan, so it was easy to get rid of him.
But you are even less of a Jadon Sancho fan, so I thought you would maybe sell him and then maybe get some funds.
Bro, Jadon Sancho is class.
Oi. Yeah, I think we must definitely study João Felix's career trajectory, because that one season Benfica to Atleti, tanked it.
Yeah. Honestly, I love João Felix personally. I think he's a great player. I just think he needs kind of consistency and the love to kind of play. And he's not going to get it at Chelsea. He'll come on every now and then, but I think he needs to play week in and week out and just kind of be embedded into a team, and it'll be good for him. Jason, coming to you next. I'm going to give you a bit of a difficult one. Okay, no, I'm not going to give you that one because you're going to be biased. Let me give you another one. I'm going to give you Bruno, Odegaard, and De Bruyne start bench sell.
That's not difficult for him.
If I'm a financial club, I sell Odegaard because he'll get the most. No, I would start Odegaard. I would bench De Bruyne because his knees, and then Bruno, my friend. Saudi's your name.
Is that a hard decision? Did you just because you just want to be?
No, so I think all of them have their different merits. I just prefer Odegaard and his ability. Yeah, that's just me. Maybe it is a hard decision. I don't know, but that's my order.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to come to you, AF, and I didn't give Jason this one for obvious reasons, so I'm going to give you this one. Gabriel, Saliba, Van Dijk, start, bench, sell.
It's a raucous.
Gabriel. So starting Saliba, benching Van Dijk, selling Gabriel.
But Gabriel's been the best on form this season, technically, if you think about it.
I'm thinking in a general sense. How I feel about them in a general sense. I'm not thinking about in the moment right now.
What do you think? Is it
Okay, so
because
not
it's either
on
the
form.
white? Is it the physical characteristic of him or?
Nah, bruh. This is a game of margins. Game of margins.
I just want to talk about Gabriel quickly, no?
Okay.
Because that
Yeah.
bruh believed in the project when we were in the dumps, my bro. He signed for us, and this is for all, I think most of the Arsenal fans know this. He signed when we were freaking, I think he was partnering up with Rob Holding and Pablo Mari. That guy saw the vision. He saw that NFTs were gonna boom. He bought that one Bitcoin. And hopefully he can finally get the reward, because right now he's still he's still not really reaping the rewards far away. That's all.
I love that metaphor.
Yeah.
Is Riaz okay there? I think he might have
okay. I'm coming to the last two now.
There we go.
I'm coming to the last two, if my internet will allow me. If my internet will allow me. It doesn't seem like it's allowing me.
Go for it.
It's allowing you. Just go with the flow. Or maybe not.
Yo, man sank the Titanic, my bro. Okay, here's one AF for you, bro. And maybe it might be a bit biased. Wenger, Ferguson, and Mourinho. Who do you want on you?
So Alex, like, I'm starting him easily.
No, but this is Alex Ferguson without Pogba, no? This is Alex Ferguson, just Alex Ferguson.
No, bro, you have to take them on face value. What they did, what they achieved. Like you can't put like other things here in the mix. The man achieved what he did.
Ferguson without Pogba. Yeah. I'll just mention it. Okay, yeah. Ferguson.
So starting for Sir Alex, benching Mourinho only because he has affiliation to United, and then unfortunately selling Wenger.
There. Riaz,
are you back? Are you good? Yeah. Okay. So maybe we can take that as a sign that we need to wrap this up. Riaz, you probably had like one or two more left for us, but
second you look on Riaz, rather stay off the pitch here, bro. We're not gonna let you back.
It's not happening for him. But thanks everybody for joining us on this live stream. We appreciate everybody's interaction in the chat. Yasin, you've been a warrior in the chat from the start. Ziad, as usual, all good. But yeah, like, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter. We are at sportycast everywhere. Our subscribers have gone up quite nicely. And yeah, we just want to send a huge thank you to everybody for keeping on supporting us through this journey. And yeah, like, before you know it, there's going to be another giveaway. So keep your eyes locked on that. Jason, anything you want to add from your side?
Nah, just to thank the fans. The fans. Thank you to all the uncles and aunties that are subscribing. And just it's something small as just sharing it onto your WhatsApp status. If you can spread fake news, spread the truth with Sportycast, please. And thanks to all the comments, all the likes, and thanks to Yasin, the chat MVP, but also thanks to the new comments, Kieran October. And Mike says that Jo set himself up to get his heart broken by AF for that one. That's 100% correct. I just want to see whether AF values my feelings or not, but it's clear. He likes Pogba more than he likes me.
To be fair, I did say, unfortunately, I have to sell Wenger. So felt it a
That's
bit.
like when
I
you
felt it a
say
bit.
that's like when you say no offense and then you give somebody offense. Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
like that Riyadh. It's like first half he's a player, second half he's a coach. So he went
Thanks, everyone.
from in the live into the chat immediately afterwards.
Look, your bless his heart for just being present. But yeah, no, just thanks for all the support. We are a small group and we're just trying to get content out there. And if you like what you're seeing, then thanks. And then if you want us to cover anything more, let us know. AF can watch PSL football. He's not averse to that. There's a
But yeah,
Kieran Lekker podcast. Riaz needs to invest in Afrio for the next live one. Surely. Upgrade. Okay, and more Liverpool content. Okay, we'll remove Kieran's follow for that silly comment, but it's fine.
now we got you covered, man. We got you covered. We'll get some more Liverpool content coming up. With
sure.
There's a couple of big Liverpool games in the next few weeks, so we'll get those previews coming up. But yeah, thanks for everything, and we'll chat to you guys or see you guys on the next one.
Cheers.